Hey, Nora. Are you going to be home this weekend?
Hi, Sophia. Yeah, I think that I'll be home this weekend. What's wrong?
Are you planning on visiting us?
Yeah,
I am. You're okay with me coming over, right?
It's a little sudden. I don't think that we're going to be free this weekend, Sophia.
I asked my brother if I could come over, but he told me to check with you first. I can't believe that you're the one making these decisions for him. He should be embarrassed that he has less power than his wife.
It's not like that at all. Andrew and I see each other as equals. Anyways, I think that we have some other guests coming over this weekend. So it would be a little difficult to have you come over as well. I'm really sorry, but you can't come this weekend. Maybe some other time?
No, I want to come over this weekend. You're not allowed to reject me like this.
What? Are you listening to me? I explained to you that we were busy with other plans this weekend.
I had already decided that I was coming over to your place this weekend. I have it written down in my calendar already. I only decided to tell you about it because Andrew said I should contact you about it first. So you can't say no to me. This is something that's been decided already.
I'm sorry, but I just told you that we had plans already. Some of my mom's friends and their children are coming over to our house.
So what is going to make any difference? I promise that I won't bother you at all.
Sophia, it is going to make a difference. Why do you even want to come over this weekend? Can't you just wait for another opportunity to come to our house?
Why are you asking me that? Do I need a special reason to visit my family? I just wanted to come and see my brother. I also want to see my lovely nephew. You don't need to worry at all, Nora. I'm not looking forward to seeing you at all. You can just completely ignore me. I'll do the same to you too. And you can go ahead and have a good time with your mom's friends.
Would you please just listen to what I'm saying, Sophia? You can come and see your brother some other time. I told you that we already have plans this weekend. How many times do I have to repeat this?
I knew it. You really hate me, don't you? That's why you always try to stop me from coming over.
What? Why did you come to a conclusion like that? Stop twisting my words like that.
I know that's why you won't let me come over to your place. You really must hate me so much. I really think that you should stop doing things like this. It's a sign that you have a really bad personality. This is why no one likes you.
Sophia, I don't hate you at all. That's not the reason why I'm not allowing you to come over. I told you that we have other plans. Do you understand?
I'm sorry, but I don't understand you at all. I'm going to be coming over this weekend no matter what. There's no point telling me that I can't come. I also have some things that I need to do in that house. You should stop acting so arrogantly, Nora. It's my brother's house.
What? It's our family's house. I have every right choosing who can come over to visit. I told you that we have plans this weekend. Make sure that you don't come. We're really busy on Saturday.
Then that must mean you guys are free on Sunday? Why didn't you tell me this earlier?
I didn't say anything about Sunday because your mom might be visiting us. Nothing is decided for sure yet.
What? My mom is going to be visiting you guys?
Maybe.
That's a perfect opportunity for me to come over as well. I guess it's decided then. I can come over to your place on Sunday.
Sophia, actually, we had some things that we wanted to discuss with your mom in private. I guess it's okay for you to come over as well if you really want to. You can come over on Sunday then. Don't even bother trying to come on Saturday. You said that you had some things that you needed to do at our house? What is that?
There's no need for me to tell you that. It's none of your business. Stop being so nosy. I have no reason to tell you anything about what I'm planning to do.
Actually, I think that you should be telling me what you're planning to do because you're coming over to our house. What are you planning to do? I have every right to know what your plans are in my house.
You really are so annoying, Nora. I wish that you would just shut up already. I don't want to tell you anything. I'm going to come over on Sunday.
I might be having some other people around on Sunday as well. I won't be able to spend that much time with you, okay?
That's fine with me. And I'm not coming over to spend time with you. I don't even like you that much. Hi, Nora. I have something that I really want to tell you. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine. What's the matter all of a sudden? I was thinking it was strange that you hadn't contacted me for a while. You used to contact me almost every day.
I was actually planning to keep quiet about everything until my journey was over. I couldn't help and decided to text you already.
What does that mean, your journey? I don't really understand what you're seeing. Are you planning to move somewhere new or something?
I'm not moving anywhere. I like the place that I live in right now. I'm actually on vacation right now.
That sounds great. I'm very jealous of you. Where are you planning to go on a vacation?
I'm on vacation right now. You must be so jealous of me. I also didn't realize that you were so dumb and careless. You talk like you're smart, but you're actually just a huge idiot.
What did you just say to me?
I said that you're dumb and careless. I can't believe that you haven't realized that your credit card is gone. How do you not notice something so important?
What are you talking about, my credit card?
I'm actually in Hawaii right now. Try taking a guess at how I managed to book the flight here.
I'm guessing that you booked it online?
Well, that's really obvious. That's how most people book flights these days. But that's not the answer I was looking for. I actually booked this flight using your credit card.
No way! What that means you have my credit card? When did you take it from me?
I borrowed it from you when I came over to your place a few weeks ago. I made all the reservations by using your credit card. I booked everything pretty much last minute. So it was all really expensive, but I didn't care though.
What? Sophia, I'm struggling to process what you just told me. Explain what's going on. You're telling me that you stole my credit card from me?
I didn't steal anything from you. It was just borrowing your credit card temporarily. I'm having such a great time thanks to you and your credit card. I think that this is the best place that I've ever been on. It feels so nice being on vacation without having to worry about the cost. Me and my boyfriend have spent around like $35,000. Make sure that you pay it all next month, Nora.
Hold on. There's been a misunderstanding here. The card that you stole is your mom's credit card.
What did you just say to me? You're just lying, right?
I'm not lying at all. I'm pretty sure that you've accidentally used your mom's credit card. I have checked my wallet and my card's still here. Did you not check the name on the card at all?
There is no way that you're telling the truth. I'm pretty sure that your credit card's color is green.
Oh, your mom and I use the same bank, so that's as easy to understand. The only thing different here is my name and the card's number. I think you must have been in a rush and didn't check it all. I also remember your mom telling me that she had lost one of her credit cards. I think that you might have accidentally stolen your mom's credit card.
Wait. I'm not sure if I checked the name on the card properly. I kind of assumed that it was your card.
Yeah, don't you remember that your mom also came over my house on Sunday? You came over on the same day that your mom visited us. You must have stolen the credit card from the wrong purse. I can't believe you made a basic mistake like this. I also can't believe that you were trying to steal a credit card.
Hold on. There's no way I would make a mistake like this. I know what my mom's purse looks like. The purse that I stole the card from looked nothing like hers.
That's probably because I gave her a new purse as a gift.
What?
It was her birthday a few months ago. And that's when I decided to give her a new purse as a gift.
This can't be true. So that means I accidentally stole my mom's credit card from her purse.
I really can't believe what you've done. Your mom is going to be very shocked when she hears about this. She probably didn't think that her own daughter would commit a crime like this.
Don't see me like that. I never committed a crime. I only did this to be a nuisance to you. I never thought that I would accidentally steal my mom's credit card instead of yours.
Sophia, your intentions don't really matter. What you've done is definitely a crime. Can you repeat how much you'd spent?
Around $35,000.
No way you could use that much money on a credit card. There should be a monthly limit.
Oh, really? That's a relief to hear.
I think the max amount you can spend should be kept around $5,000 a month.
I've maxed out 2 of the cards, but I still have one that I'm able to use.
What did you just say to me? Does that mean you stole more than one credit card?
Stop saying that I stole. I was only borrowing them temporarily. I was planning to return the credit cards to you eventually.
But you weren't planning to return any of the money that you used though, right? You told me earlier that I would have to pay $35,000 next month. It's the same thing as stealing.
I was planning to return the credit cards to you eventually. I was kind of saying it as a suggestion. I was hoping that you would be kind enough to just pay the money for me.
Enough with your excuse. Anyway, the credit cards that you've been using aren't mine. I'm going to go and tell your mom about this. She needs to know about this as soon as possible. I'll tell her that you have the credit cards that she thought she had lost.
Wait. Just hold on a minute.
What do I need to wait for?
I don't want you to tell my mom about this. She's going to be so mad at me. I think she's going to stop sending me financial support if she finds out. I want to keep this a secret from her.
How you intend to keep all this a secret from her? I think it's impossible.
You're just going to have to admit to everything you've done. Please don't say that. Just keep this a secret from her. Please, Nora. I won't be able to survive without the financial support. My boyfriend is going to kick me out of this house if I stop paying for our living expense. We both really need the money that my mom gives me.
Oh my God. I really can't believe what you're saying right now. How can you still be so dependent on your mom? Don't you know how old you are already? You're not a child anymore. You're a full-grown adult.
What are you trying to suggest? I'm only 30.
That's exactly my point. You're already 30. You really need to be more responsible for your actions at that age. Do you not realize that what you've done is unacceptable? You stole your mom's credit card and maxed them out? You also receive financial support from her. I'm pretty sure university students are more independent than you are. In fact, even children in high school are more independent than you.
Why are you insulting me like this? What's the point?
I'm just telling you the truth. You really need to stop depending on your mom so much. You're unemployed and completely dependent on the money that your mom sends you every month to make a living. Then you decide to steal her credit cards and decide to go on vacation all the way to Hawaii with your boyfriend. I feel so sorry for your mom. She really doesn't deserve all of this happening to her.
Stop judging me like this. It has nothing to do with you.
That's very true. I no longer have anything to do with this. Although you were originally planning to steal my credit cards from my house. I'm not sure if I want to just let you get away with a crime like this.
You can just pretend that this never happened. I didn't end up stealing anything from you in the end. It didn't cause you any trouble. You also need to stop saying that I'm a criminal. I didn't do anything that bad.
What you did was a crime, though.
I really had no intention of committing a crime.
Like I said, your intentions don't really matter at all. What you did was a crime, and that reality can't be changed. When are you guys planning to come back home anyway?
We are planning to get our flight home the day after tomorrow. I don't want to go home anymore. I want to stay here forever.
Go ahead and do that. Then I'm just going to tell you that's a terrible idea. Your mom just told me that she called her bank. You're not going to be able to use her credit cards anymore.
What? What did you just say? My mom disabled all her credit cards?
She told her bank that her credit cards had been stolen. She also knows that you were the one that stole the credit cards.
What? I asked you to keep quiet about all of this. I can't believe you betrayed me. There was absolutely no reason for you to tell my mom about any of this.
I didn't betray you at all. I was never on your side in the first place. I also didn't promise that I wouldn't tell her about this.
You're such a horrible person. I'm going to be in so much trouble because you told her.
If I were you, I would go straight to your mom and apologize for everything. If you even tried to think about running away, the police are going to come after you. Your mom is going to file a criminal report.
What? I didn't do anything that bad.
Right. I'm done here. I have said all what I have to. So, the choice is yours. Bye.
Wait, Nora. Nora.
Sophia's mom was absolutely furious at what her daughter had done. She demanded that Sophia pay her back all the money that she spent in Hawaii. Sophia had no source of income, so she had to immediately start working multiple part-time jobs to pay back. Currently, Sophia's working long hours every single day and lives in regret. Now she has lost everything. She deserved that. Hey, what are you doing now?
Nothing. Just laying around at home.
I heard about the big news. The divorce finally went through, right? It was taking so long. I was starting to think that it might not happen, but here we are.
What do you want, Ellie? Well, we did decide to get divorced. But there's still some paperwork to be done before it is finalized.
Yeah, Peter and I are going to be so happy now. You have no idea. I'm sure this way is better off for you as well, wouldn't you say?
First of all, wouldn't it be considerate to offer some kind of apology? After all that has gone down, I really don't get why you're messaging me like this. At the end of the day, you're the one who broke up your friend's marriage. And why? To spite your friend and steal her husband. I shouldn't even respond to you, it just pisses me off.
Oh, I am really sorry about everything that went down. I know you were dating Peter and that everything didn't go as smooth as you might have liked. But you've got to realize something, Jade. You know that's partly your own fault, right?
What? How is this my fault? You've been sneaking around with Peter all this time. Explain to me exactly how this is my fault.
Well, it's clear that Peter wasn't happy with you and he needed a new leaf on life. You were the one who made him so unhappy for all that time. But now it looks like he's turning it around. You must be happy for him, right? He's gonna be with someone he really loves.
What? Why would I be happy my friend basically stole my husband from me? I've got no one now.
That's too bad for you, Jade. But think about your friend and ex-husband. They're going to be heading towards the momentous occasion in their life. Come on, Jade. You have to be happy for me. I'm finally getting married after we talked about it all those years.
But to my ex-husband. Don't you think that's a little weird? There are plenty of guys out there, but you had to choose specifically the one that I was with? Why is that, Ellie?
As you know, Peter and I have a natural organic connection. It was like nothing I'd ever felt before. Peter also said that it was the same for him. He feels free to express himself. Unlike the stressful environment when you two were living together. We fit like a perfect puzzle pieces. It's really rare to find. Thus you should just be happy for us.
You need to shut up about all that nonsense. You don't know how it feels to be with someone, then have them snatched away from you. Especially by someone you thought was your best friend.
Jade, we're still friends. Don't get too carried away like that. We're gonna be friends even after me and Peter are together too. It's gonna be great.
Shut up, Ellie. Stop it.
Excuse me? That is not something that you should be saying to your friend. Not very polite.
If you ask me polite, how about you're stealing my husband? Your brain's gotta be busted or something. You should go to doctor to have a medical checkup.
Come on, Jade. Don't be so angry. Everything will run its course.
For what you did, I'm not going to be friends with you.
I know I did. But I apologize more times than I can count. Don't tell me you forgot about those apology letters I sent? And I made sure Peter sets you up with enough funds for after he leaves. I was the one who convinced him to do that. You should be thank me about that.
So you think because you did that, I'll just forgive you? You must really have brain damage if you think that's gonna happen.
Jade, please don't be so childish about all of this. In fact, I didn't have to give you anything. No letter, no alimony, nothing. But I was the one who spoke up and demanded it. You need to realize that I'm just being a good friend.
What did you just say? You're not my friend anymore. You've burnt our relationship. I don't want anything to do with you.
Come on, Jade. You really need to grow up and just learn how to forgive and forget. Being angry all the time is not gonna help you find a new guy. You know that, right?
God, you're mean-spirited for saying that. I really wish you weren't so fixed on keeping me as a friend. I don't need you anymore. You're dead to me, Ellie.
No matter what you say, I'm gonna be here for when you need me. I'm a good friend after all, so don't forget that. I'm waiting on those divorce papers that you're supposed to send to Peter. He said you're delaying sending them for whatever reason. Wants to hold up?
I'm gonna be sending it. You don't have to worry. And after I do, I'm not gonna have to talk to you too.
Oh, you really are mad, Jade. Aren't you taking some deep breaths? You'll be okay. I recommend the meditation or yoga to relieve stress. I swear by those. But anyway, I gotta get going. I just want to let you know that I'm always here for you even if you do hate my guts. I'd appreciate it if you could send Peter those divorce papers. That way we can get the show on the road, you know? I've got some news to tell you. I and Peter have got married. We couldn't wait a minute longer, so we just did it.
Oh,
You didn't need to wait for the divorce papers to come in then?
No, we just went and did it. It seems like it was a legit place. They only made us sign a few papers. It was also official. I'm so happy now. Oh, I heard about your chat with Peter about that money. He's reassured me that everything is fine with paying it back at a slower pace. Thanks so much for making a compromise with him. It really helps us out a lot.
A compromise? No, I didn't change anything. He still owes me $100,000. 50 this year and 50 next year. And it was signed by a lawyer. He has to pay me according to the law.
You're kidding! So you're saying that Peter was lying to me? That's unheard of. He's always honest with me.
Peter being honest? You just surprise me. I've never heard of him being straight with anything. You're in for a good one, Ellie.
What are you trying to say? Of course, you want to just sour me and Peter's new relationship. But you don't have to tell lies to drag his name. Anyways, did you know that half of that money was actually mine? Anything you can do to ease the burden means I don't have to help him out as much too. It would mean the world to not only Peter but myself as well.
Huh? You paid half of the alimony payment that we agreed on?
Well, maybe even a little bit more than half. You see, Peter kind of broke down crying one night. He told me there was no way that we could get married if I didn't provide part of those payments. It was pretty bad, he was crying like a kid. Didn't know that Peter was that emotional, but it's not a bad thing. I like a man to be able to show emotions.
So he behaved like a little baby? Well, it sounds about right for him. He's always had a tantrum whenever he can't get what he wants.
You really don't get it, do you? He is the one who chose me, I chose him as well. Because of that I have to support him in any way I can. So I have to pay your greedy self off just to get you off our case. Then me and Peter can live our life together. It's unreal to think of how far we've come from the time that I met him at that party. Now, we're actually a couple.
yeah.
You met at the party at my house. That was supposed to be a housewarming party, but it looks like there were some things going on behind the scenes.
Yes, that's right. It was a party at your new house. When you had to run out and grab more drinks, Peter and I really had some time to chat. You know what, Jade? He really does have a great sense of humor. He's like always making me laugh and laugh. It really is nice to be happy again. After all those years, he was really down when he was with you.
Yeah.
That's so great. I am so happy for you. Finally, Peter has someone who's just as pathetically delusional as he is.
How exactly is he delusional? You mean, the way he chooses to see things in a more positive light, hardly a negative trait if I do say so.
Oh, you'll find out. But anyway, although you guys went and got married at whatever half-rate business, it doesn't mean everything's all good and settled. Until I get that money, I'm not going to sign the divorce papers. Therefore, your marriage to him is not going to be legit until those papers go through.
Well, everything seemed good at the place that we went to. They told us not to worry about any of the details.
Yeah.
It sounds really reputable.
Well, we can talk about the money later. What's important now is that I'm married. I know things have been tough lately. But it really mean a lot if you were here for me. Remember when I went to your wedding? I even bought a special dress for it.
Like I said, you and Peter are both delusional and totally out of touch with reality. I'd never come to your wedding even if I was paid to be there. After that money is in my account, I'm not going to be concerned with anything that you or that jerk. I'm done after that, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind.
Well, let's think about it for a second. We're giving you all this money, right? So the least you could do is come to the wedding and help us celebrate. Come on, it's a wedding, Jade. It's not like I'm asking you to do any work or anything. You just show up, smile, and look pretty. Did you know you didn't need to wait for the divorce papers to come in?
What's the real reason you want me to come, Ellie?
You are so doubtful and negative about everything. It doesn't have to be some dark hidden meaning to everything. I just want my good friend to be at my wedding. And besides, there's actually gonna be a big announcement there as well. I'm not gonna tell anyone until the big day.
Announcement?
Yeah, I bet you can't guess it.
I have no clue, nor do I even care.
Oh, come on. Take a guess. You're not being any fun.
Ellie, are we done here? I don't have time for this.
I'm pregnant.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I want you to come celebrate with us. This isn't only a wedding celebration. It's a celebration for a new baby as well. I know you may still have some feelings for Peter, so it might take a bit of time to get used to the idea. But it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I see. I don't have any feelings for that jerk anymore. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about that announcement. I'd prefer not to even think about it.
You don't have feelings for him anymore?
Of course.
That's perfect. That means that you can come to the celebration with no problem? You won't be jealous at all, will you? I can't believe I actually was the one to end up with Peter. To be honest, I thought you guys were gonna be together forever.
You really think he's a good guy? You have no clue, Ellie. Sure, you can go ahead and throw a celebration. But you might not want to invite your little sister.
My little sister? But why?
Peter is cheating on you with your younger sister.
That's ridiculous. How do you know that? You're just making up. You're trying to split us up, right?
Oh, you wouldn't believe me? That's not surprising, actually. But I honestly really was surprised to hear that you would cover divorce payments for a guy like that. Like, do you really suppose that this marriage is going to last? He's just marrying you because your sister is already taken.
Shut up, Jade. You don't know anything. You need to stop spreading these terrible lies, especially at this time.
I do know Peter a lot more than you actually. So a word of advice, trust what I have to say about him or you will get deceived by him.
Jane, you don't have to be so dramatic. There's no way he's gonna treat me the same way that he treated you. He actually respects me and is always upfront and honest about everything. I can ask him about anything and he'll tell me with no hesitation.
I think you might be blinded by this feeling of attraction. You're not seeing the full picture.
There's no way I believe you. But supposed it was true, where did you hear that? It seems really strange for you to single out my sis like that.
Like I said, the truth will come out whether you believe me or not. When I was with Peter, I discovered him cheating not only with you, but with your sister as well.
Tell me more.
Peter must have had 15 other girls' numbers in his phone. And he was actively texting them trying to set up dates, or not even hookups.
What the? There's no way. Where's the proof?
Sure. I hired a private investigator and had them follow Peter after work. He would often say things like work's running late today or gonna be home past midnight. I knew his company didn't have that much overtime. So it was clear that was just an excuse. And my investigator brought back pictures of you, pictures of your sister, pictures of countless other girls.
What? Is that all true? Show me those pictures.
I don't have to show you anything. But they're in a file in my house now. If you don't believe me, I could send you them over text.
So he actually was cheating with my sister?
Yeah. Your sister and tons of other girls. If that's not enough, he had to pay off a few of them just to keep quiet.
What do you mean by pay off? Are you saying he's giving alimony payments to them too?
Well, he wasn't married with them, so there wouldn't be alimony payments. He's been paying them as a kind of hush money. He must have been super relieved when you offered to pay part of it. That's the reason why I'm not getting the money from him yet. There must be a few women who he has to pay before me.
I can't believe a word of it. If it does turn out to be true, then Peter is just terrible.
Well, the sooner you start believing me, the better. So now, do you want to get married to a scumbag like that? You have to answer it by yourself. I'm done here.
After that, Peter and Ellie got into their fight. Ellie discovered that Peter was cheating on her. Peter even demanded that Ellie get a DNA test to determine the true father of the child. But Ellie declined to do so. But it turned out that the baby didn't belong to Peter. But when the baby was born, she actually belonged to Ellie's FWB. That's surprising then. Peter then kicked her out of the house. I am lucky not to get involved in these trash. I'm free now.
Why you're still at the company? Do you not realize you were fired? You still have the nerve to come to work today? You are incompetent. I couldn't trust you with anything.
Do you know what incompetent really means? I'm terribly sorry about that. I needed to leave the handover documents on your desk. But things were running late yesterday. With the amount of information, it took a bit longer than I expected. So again, I apologize that I had to come in today to deliver that. Were you able to check that all the documents were in order?
Yeah, I saw them. I put them straight in the shredder too.
What? Are you serious?
Do you really think I can trust you to make anything legible? You're so incompetent that the best I can hope for is a 4th grade level explanation. But this time it was even worse than that. Did you actually expect us to use your documents that you prepared? If you can call that preparing. Believe me, I did myself a favor by throwing what you submitted into the trash. We'll have to do everything over now.
But how are you going to take over for me this month if you have no idea what's going on? Those documents detailed everything right up to the last week I was working at this company. All the names of my customers' contact information. Why would you dispose of important information like that?
So now you think you can just tell me what to do? Like I said, I'm not going to refer to your sketchy information. You've really got some balls talking all big and saying I made a mistake. Don't worry about me interacting with your customers. I'm going to do a far better job with them than you. I can tell already I'm better off going about and building new relationships with all the clients. It's not like they liked you anyway.
Is that so?
Yeah, and what about the apology email if you really had so much time to come to the office today? The least you could have done is write that.
Apology email? And what exactly would that be for?
An important client called me out for mistakes on documents that you were supposed to check. Don't tell me you forgot about those. Remember our deal with Big C Corp? There were mistakes all over those reports that they noticed, and now we're in deep.
Hold on. Weren't those supposed to be your reports? You were the one responsible for everything related to Big C Corp?
You really don't get it, Harry. You were working as my subordinate. Your job was to check my work as well as yours. You were unable to do that, and the customer called me out for it. Can't you see I took the blame for you here? If you had just checked the report, we wouldn't be in this mess.
In all honesty, I just can't agree with you here. You're saying that a junior employee is responsible for checking his superior's work for mistakes. Maybe I'm missing something. But the last I heard was that the superior is usually the one checking the subordinate's work. Isn't that commonplace?
You will need to watch how you're talking to your superior, Harry. I'm the one who makes the decisions of what exactly my workers are responsible for. You thought that all subordinates just decided their own tasks? Can you imagine that? An office run by incompetents like yourself.
I'm already going to be leaving this company, so just let me say my piece. I'm sure you would allow me to do that. At least I believe that you have no right to place responsibility on me for mistakes that happen based on your work. I was never told to check documents related to that customer. And now you're suddenly blaming me for it? Are you out of mind?
You cannot talk to your superior like that. Watch your mouth! I'm getting tired of having to explain every little rule and intricacy of this position. These are all things you should know. But apparently you're too incompetent to realize your role in all of this. But now it's too late.
I held back from saying this for all the time I've worked at this company. But now that I'm leaving, I can finally speak honestly. You cannot be blaming whoever works under you for errors in your work. You were the manager here. You need to take responsibility for yourself. It's ridiculous putting the blame on a younger worker. I feel terrible for whoever is going to be working under you next. Your management style is a joke.
Hey! Stop that! Just because I fired you, it doesn't mean I have to listen to you blabber on and on. Whoever the next person is that I have to manage. As long as they're more competent than you, they'll be in good shape. And the only one you should be feeling sorry for is me. I had to deal with your lazy this whole time. Thank God you're finally out of here.
What I'm saying is the truth, Tim. If you really think about it, you blame your subordinates for everything that goes wrong at this company. Whether it's your own errors on your own documents or annoying office jobs and paperwork. You throw it all to the person who works under you. Oh, and what about the fudging of company expenses? You've been writing off everything, haven't you?
Our company expenses are settled by myself and the other managers fair and square. Do you know you could get into big legal trouble for accusing a business of fudging expenses? That's a big claim to make from such a little man like you.
I have written proof, Tim. It's on the expense reports. Your weekly drinks with the other managers, putting up your family in hotels when they're in town. And even going to strip clubs with customers. All of that is written off as company expenses, isn't it? That's probably why that area of the budget is always in the red.
Can't say I know anything about that. Besides, what's the problem with having meetings out of the office after work? We even invited you to a couple of those meetings. Don't you remember?
You call that a meeting? We just kept ordering pitches of beer and back-talking upper management. How is that productive in any way? Legality states that company expenses can be used for office gatherings. But what you used it for was far different. You went to the nightclub 17 times. And all on the company's dime.
Let me tell you a little something, Harry. When you're a manager, you need to do certain things for the company to succeed. You need to keep clients happy, keep the sale up. There's clear reasons to all of these things which you clearly don't get.
It seems like you clearly aren't taking the responsibility for this either. Not that I'm surprised at all. I even saw some gifts for customers being written on the expense report, when it was clearly things that you bought for yourself. Potato, chips, bottles of soda. Do those sound much like gifts for customer? I'd like to hear how you explain that.
Well, I did buy those with the idea of giving them to customers, but just never ended up doing so. I've got clients who love that kind of stuff. I just wasn't able to make it to them in time, so I ate them myself. Another perk of being a manager, I guess.
But you didn't bother to correct the expense report. Don't you realize you could get into real trouble for this kind of stuff?
God, I'm getting tired of hearing all your false accusations. Everything is within the rules. You're just a low-ranking employee. You wouldn't know what it really takes to run a company. And that's why you're getting fired.
I'm gonna say it once more, Tim. Do you realize that these things could seriously compromise your business moving forward? Do you realize that discussing business over enchiladas with my close work colleague is considered legal ground for a meeting in almost any company?
Stop before you embarrass yourself. By the way, any luck on finding your next job? It shouldn't be hard for such a shining example of an employee like yourself.
Well, I'll make that all then. As for my next position, I'll be fine. Things will fall into place. I planned to work at this company for longer, but it didn't work out. Honestly, I had real pride in serving my customers here and I believed in the product. I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
You had real pride? In that case, why didn't you actually try to do a good job? All I heard from your customers were bad reviews.
That's not true at all. I built relationships with all of my clients, one by one. I was able to deliver them excellent service and I stand by that. And all of those contact details were listed in the handover materials that I prepared. However, you deemed those as unacceptable.
I believe that incompetent was the word that I used. I'll make by just fine without that garbage that you prepared. Aren't you fired? Why are you still coming to the office? Just leave here and don't contact me again. I don't need your information or anything, just leave. What did you say to them? I'm serious, but I hear that you've divulged company information to any of our clients. You're gonna be in big legal trouble.
Hey, Tim! I didn't think I'd be hearing from you again. Is there something you wanted to discuss with me?
There certainly is. I just went to meet with one of your previous clients. Mrs. David.
Oh yes. How is he doing?
Not well, apparently. After he heard that you had left the company, he canceled his contract with us. You must have made some kind of side arrangement with him or something.
Side agreement? Are you being serious? Maybe he just appreciated the service I gave him during my time there. And he was disappointed that I was gone, I guess. We did build up quite a good relationship.
No way. That can't be it. You must have done some things. Come on, spit it out.
I really only did my job the best that I possibly could. If you're really suspicious of anything, all of the meeting notes are in the handover report that I left you. But you disposed of that, didn't you?
Just tell me. Was it something I said? What made him cancel the contract?
Actually, there was one thing. I'm pretty sure that Mr. David wasn't a big fan of you.
Are you saying that he didn't like me?
Yeah,
But for what reason would that be?
I think it might have been the way you're always blaming your mistakes on younger employees. Clients can see that. It's not just something that you and the employees themselves notice.
How would clients find out about that? You must have been the one to tell them, right?
That's company information. Never am I smart enough not to do something like that.
Then how did this happen?
Well, remember how you would call me when you noticed a mistake? You'd always be yelling right into the phone. Of course, customers can hear that.
You're supposed to make those kind of calls on the low, Harry. What were you thinking doing that in front of your boss?
I did try to hide the fact that my boss was calling me out over the phone. But they noticed nonetheless. I guess they just sensed that something was off between me and my boss when they heard the way we talked on the phone. They weren't wrong. And they all knew that it was you who was my boss. That's no secret.
That's why you don't let on about any of this stuff. Don't you know that's just common sense in a company? You shouldn't let clients sense that anything's off.
Frankly, I tried. It's just...
What?
My clients knew how hard I worked and really couldn't see where I was going wrong. So I guess they just figured that it was you after all.
How you became friend with these customers? That it made me look like some kind of bad guy. Like you do realize they are customers, right? They're not your friends as much as you might think. The only reason the customers got such a negative image of me must have been because of the way you were talking about me. What did you tell them?
I didn't tell them anything. They could see it in plain sight. Me having to apologize for mistakes that were clearly on you. The look on my face after getting off the phone with you. They could just tell.
No, I ain't buying that. You definitely said something you didn't need to. But I bet you were just bad-mouthing me when you met them.
Listen, I did go to greet them one last time. And told them that I had been fired from the company. I also mentioned that my boss, you, would take over for me. Then I mentioned the handover documents and that all further business would be handled by you.
That's it. Idiot. You were supposed to give me information about each client verbally, in person. You can't just write all that confidential information in some report. God, that must have been it. Because of your stupid decision not to fill me in on all the client's preferences and whatnot. I didn't know how to approach them. This could have been avoided.
What are you talking about, Tim? I'm really certain that I'm not the one acting idiotic in this situation. I wrote information about each client in detail and made every point clear. So that you wouldn't have to spend hours and hours going over it. Why in the world wouldn't you look at that?
Enough.
It's too late. You set this up so that the client hated me. That led to our company losing a valued customer. So how are you going to make up for this?
I am afraid it's out of my hands now. Well, I guess I could just tell you.
Tell me what?
I guess Mr. David might have gotten a bad impression of you when I told him everything that happened. I said I was fired by my terrible boss.
What did you say? You actually said that?
Well, I may have made it a bit more colorful in the way I described it. But I was telling the truth. Never listening to what other employees have to say, spending company funds on your own. Private expenses, throwing responsibility on those under you. You're the definition of a terrible boss.
What?
I might have mentioned that they may want to think about canceling their contract to avoid having to deal with an idiot like you. They also didn't appreciate the way I was laid off with no prior notice.
I can't believe this. You must have bribed them or something. Why would they just believe everything a lower-ranked employee like you say?
Unlike you, I don't take part in shady business money exchanges. The reason they believed me was I built trust with them. I followed up whenever there was a problem and tried to work towards solutions together. They appreciated that hard work.
Just by doing that, you won them over? There must be something you're not letting on.
You could learn from them. I'm sure if you asked them why they appreciated my service, they would give you some pointers too.
You really are nuts, Harry. A little favoritism from customers and suddenly you're some kind of people-pleasing customer expert? You're unemployed now.
Oh, about that. Just before this, I got an interesting call from Mr. Harold. He was surprised that I had been fired. He wanted me to be happy to discuss a possible return to the company.
A return to the company?
Yes,
How is that possible?
I fired you. I wouldn't act so surprised just yet. He also told me that you'll be getting demoted.
What? Are you kidding me?
It seems Mr. Harold got in touch with some of the customers and heard some unfavorable reviews of the job you were doing. Not to mention a lot of customers were livid when they heard that my job was being taken over by you.
So you're taking over my job? What's going on?
Not so fast, Tim. I also took the liberty of telling Mr. Harold about the expense reports that I'd gone through. Needless to say, he was less than pleased. Outraged even.
Oh my God. How could you be so stupid?
I think you learned a valuable lesson through this whole thing. You might want to look in the mirror before you label someone else as incompetent. So now, facing your consequence you create. Have fun. Tim was contacted by the company and grilled on the shady business expenses. With receipts as proof to show that he'd really been using company funds for personal expenses. He was promptly fired from his role as manager. The company had no choice but to take Tim to court. he was charged with unlawful use of company expenses and forced to pay back every cent. Finally, I am unjustly fired from the company. I am able to contact and get back the customers. My workplace now is better than ever.
Hey! I cannot believe what is happening. Why your dad could do that?
What? Is this Lisa?
You don't even save my number?
What for? We haven't contacted for years. After my dad had passed away, you married a new man. You have found a new gold mine to dig, right?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Am I saying wrongly?
Okay, I don't want to talk about this thing. I have landed at the airport with my husband. We have a lovely honeymoon in Hawaii.
I have no need to hear you boasting about.
Are you envy? That's so funny.
So, what is this call for? Never you just want to ask about.
Yes. You are smart. I want to talk about the house.
What? What house?
The house you are inherited from your father. How come you get the house all to yourself? It's unfair. This is not how things should be. It doesn't make any sense that you get to hog all the inheritance.
All? Do you lose your mind? You and your kids have taken a big amount of money. Is that not fair? And I have emphasized that. It's you who agreed with the provisions in my dad's will. Why you now come here and say it's unfair? What's going on all of a sudden? Is there something wrong?
I've been looking forward to the division of assets ever since your dad passed away. But then I've just come to find out that my son Tom doesn't get anything. Where's you took a big apartment in the city center? I can't believe you'd be so greedy. I don't think that's fair.
You and Tom have been receiving all cash? Nearly 2 million. Not to mention that my dad bought you of numerous cars and luxurious things. You are still the owner of these assets after the will. Don't you forget that?
That doesn't count. Nothing compared to a house built in the city center. Cars and luxury bags or something else always devalue yearly. But how is the estate? Its price is going up and up. Your apartment's price rockets at 10 million USD at this time. Who called this fair?
Not only do I think it's fair, I'm also certain that you are the one who said your total assets weren't worth less than my house. The amount of money that's been given to you during my dad's lifetime is kept on record. Are you being serious right now? Dad broke everything down for me before he passed. It seems to me that you asked him for your kids' educational expenses and the down payment of luxury hobby. With that being said, I don't think you have the right to complain.
Okay, but still.
I was aware of the exorbitant financial support you were getting from him. But I never desired to be the owner of the house I am living. I mean, I never be aware of the inheritance.
Are you kidding me? Listen, Mary! Since you're still single, I'm assuming there are many things you're not familiar with. But it costs a fortune to raise a child. Family-size houses are becoming more and more expensive. If I didn't have the down payment figured out, there's no way for my son to afford it.
What? Is that Tom is still single? And you are living with your new rich husband? Why do you need the house so much?
No, Mary. Tom is going to get married in late June.
Okay, you can spend 2 million buying a house for your son.
Ha, no way. That is my money I got from my ex-husband. But my son gets nothing.
Wait. Lisa. You have to tell you that. You don't even know the law.
What law? I don't care. Both me and my son have the right to get inherited. I have taken my part, but there is nothing for my son.
By the law, Tom wasn't eligible to get inherited when my dad passed away. So, at that time you are the one guaranteeing him. The amount of 2 millions was for both you and Tom. You have the right to share him a part of money. But there is no way you can force me to give you my house. That is the law. I don't see what the problem is for me to take over my own dad's legacy. Given the total worth of your assets, you really should know better than to raise a stink right now.
That's all nonsense. What I am saying is nothing but the truth.
Are you being serious right now?
I won't deny the fact that your dad offered a significant financial help before he passed away. But I used all of it up on my kids. None of it went to me.
So what's wrong with leaving me something too, in spite of what he gave us when he was still alive?
Pardon me? I can't believe how dumb I was to think that his money wouldn't be counted as gifts. When in reality, I just ended up with nothing. How pathetic! What's worse is that his son and his wife don't have a single penny to their names, while the daughter gets to take it all.
What else do you want then? You must be out of your mind. Please get your act together.
Shut up! Just do the right thing and transfer the ownership of the house to us. Immediately!
What?
I'm telling you right now to disclaim your inheritance rights.
What are you talking about? Do you seriously have your heart set on extorting from me the house that my dad left me? Do not forget that you have married a rich man, and you are inherited 2 millions.
Living in a share house is not the best environment for my son's marriage. I agreed your dad's will at first, but I'm starting to doubt my decision since my son is getting married. And my neighborhood isn't safe now. In this neighborhood are just punks and want to be gangsters that aren't going anywhere in life. They're definitely not the type to be a good influence. Tom's fiancée is pregnant. I am so worried about my grandson. I don't want to see my grandson, who are going to an Ivy League university in the future, hanging out with these hooligans.
Is that the reason why you want to move?
I mean, of course. Not only is the security in your neighborhood a lot better, the people are better. They make more money and have better lives. I also heard the kids there go to private schools. It really is a house made for us.
But it's still my property. Sorry to say this to you, but please stop trying to get your hands on my house like this to me.
I'm not asking you to hand over the house for free. I'm thinking that you and my son's family could be roommates.
What? What do you mean roommates?
You're single anyways, Mary. Why not make your house look less empty? You know how your brother now works at the overseas branch of his company. He is in Germany most of the time. So I'm basically a single parent. I seriously feel like I'm about to have a meltdown soon with the stress. But if you can live under the same roof, you can help my son look after my grandson. Also, my son has more time to focus on his work. Just imagine how enjoyable life will be then. I heard that you are unemployed. What do you live in such a big house for?
Hey. Maybe you are insane now, Lisa.
What?
I am happy here Tim is about to be a dad. But I am not your family's housemaid. And I don't want to become your son's roommate either. I have no reason to help them with house chores and parenting.
Why you are so negative? You will be aunt-in-law in the future. Think positive for 1 second. Tom's wife is giving birth in just a few months. Wouldn't it be perfect to live in a new house by then? So since summer still hasn't ended yet, I'm thinking that right now is the perfect time to put everything into action.
Only in a few months?
Yes, that's right. I will tell Tom to start packing up things here. It's going to be a lot of boxes.
What? Stop now.
What's wrong, Mary? I thought you agree with my plan.
What? Did I literally say that? I have to tell you something?
What's this?
I am not unemployed, I am just having a gap time.
What's the difference?
Just because I am not working and stay at home doesn't mean your son can move in and share the house. Not to mention that I must be a housemaid if I take your deal. You are crossing the line so far, Mary. Never do I let you touch my house's floor. That's it. What the heck is going on, Lisa?
What?
Why are you and your mom moving in my house? My dad divided his assets fairly. Why are you guys so greedy? You and your mom should know there are some lines mustn't cross. That house is mine.
Calm down. Don't talk to me like that. At least you should have some respect. Plus, you are the one wanted me to move in.
Excuse me? Are you insane?
My mom told me that.
Your mom?
Yes, she told me you kept on saying how lonely it is to live in such a big house by yourself. So you asked Lisa to let me move in with you. These are her exact words.
That's nonsense. I never said those things. I never asked you and Lisa to come and live with me. I literally don't like Lisa. Your mom is a real gold digger. When my dad was still alive, he had to pay her bills. And when my dad was in hospital, she just focused on the inheritance. Maybe you were too young to know the truth at that time.
Are you being serious? What in the world is going on? There is nothing like what Mom told me. What's wrong with her?
What I want to say too. The reason Lisa gave was that your wife is having pregnant, and she is giving birth in months.
Yes, that is true. But what's wrong?
Also, you will need a house to live. Your son need the best environment to develop. Sorry to have to tell you this, but I refuse to let your wife and kids move into my house. So please make sure you let them know what I just said.
What? I have just bought an apartment near the city's park. This place is quite good, both the neighbors and the facilities.
What? Lisa never mentioned that to me. She made me think you and your wife had to live with her.
That's as ridiculous. Actually, my wife and Lisa don't get on well with each other. And that's why I have to move out.
Oh. That sounds weird. I know. This must be her plan to get my house. She tried to get access partly and take all the house afterwards.
Okay, I don't care what is happening between you and Lisa. But fine, I got what you said. You have made yourself clear. I'll let my mom know that you don't want to let anyone move in your house. After all, the house belongs to you. That is your own dad assets. My mom agreed with the will and she is acting irrationally now. You are the one have the right to make the final decision.
Thank you so much, Tom. Though we don't talk with each other regularly, I know you are the good person. I am scared in case you are on her side.
You know what? I'll ask Maya for the whole story right now. Anyway, sorry about all of this. I don't know what she is thinking.
No problem. I'm counting on you to enlighten everything. You are her own son, so she'll listen to you.
All right.
Mary, I forgot you house's address. Could you please give me? I have packed all boxes onto the truck and I am on the way to your house.
What? What are you talking about? Why do you need my address?
Come on, Mary. We just came to agreement with that thing. I am moving boxes of things to your house. My son is abroad and I help him to do that.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I am getting older and my memory fails sometimes.
I don't understand how you can just call moving services. You don't remember that I never agreed to let you live at my place, do you?
Yeah, That's why I'm asking for your permission right now.
Is this a joke or what?
To be honest, your opinion actually doesn't matter that much. You would have no choice but to let us live at your place by the time when we all arrive there.
Are you out of your mind?
Anyways, I'm looking forward to being roommates with you.
Stop this nonsense. You really need to pull yourself together. I told you more than once that I don't want you and your children here in my house. Well, guess what? I can't seem to get you to understand me, and I've had enough. I don't understand how in the world you think that it's okay to call it unfair. I inherit the property my own dad left me. You can't just move into someone else's house when you don't even have the owner's permission. You really need to get your head on straight. I'll repeat myself again. It's not possible for you to live at my house.
Don't be so mean. Where are my son gonna live if you refuse to accommodate us?
Stop acting, Lisa.
What?
I am telling the truth. Didn't Tom say anything with you? I know that Tom has bought an apartment recently. It was him who confirmed with me the neighbors and facilities around this place were good. Your son has already a place to live. Why you need to move in my house?
But
You do not have to say. I know everything. My private detective discovered that you are burdening a huge loan. You have gambling so much lately.
why do you know?
You do not dare to ask your husband because of the fear that he will kick you out. So you are planning to gradually take over my house, aren't you? And after that, you could sell it to pay out your loan.
You hired a detective?
Why couldn't I? Your action made me suspicious. Your own son is leaving you. I have all the right and evidence to force you stay out of my house.
Wait. Mary.
All of these things are karma you have to get. A greedy one never come to happy ending. Bye. My brother Tom immediately moved out the house after that. Subsequently, Lisa was kicked out by her new husband's house too. Her husband discovered her massive loan from gambling. He never want this kind of person in that house, of course. Lisa had nothing to take with her except for clothes. I have heard that Lisa is working for a cleaning company, working night shift cleaning hotel kitchens and bathrooms. She has to pay her bills. What a shame.